What is going on, everybody? It is Ahmed, and I am back today with yet another video for you on. Today, guys, we're going to actually be talking about a price prediction, something that I like to do on the channel for other cryptocurrencies, and I want to give one for Pi come the next 24, almost 48 hours on International Pi Day, which falls on March 14th or 3.14. Now, remember, as always, never financial advice, just putting you guys on the plays that I'm in. If you're new around here, smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm and consider subscribing to the channel. So I'm going to give you guys three scenarios: my bull case, my just normal base case, and also my bear case, all three for Pi USDT as a pair, and where I think Pi coin will be in the next, now about 48 hours from this moment. So right now, Pi is sitting at $1.76. It's starting to pick up and surge from $1.35, where we just bottomed out literally yesterday, started picking back up, and now we're up significantly 24.5% in the last 24 hours. More importantly, PiCoin's trade volume is approaching $1 billion again. So there's a lot of anticipation for where Pi is going to be come International Pi Day, because we're expecting it to hopefully be the day that we get Binance's listing. And with a Binance listing, we might even see North American exchanges also try to compete with Binance, like Coinbase, Kraken, KuCoin, Robinhood is even a possibility. And from there, we could see Gemini and many, many more. So with that being said, I'm going to give you guys the three scenarios in this video. All I do ask is for you to watch the whole thing to ensure that you get all the information, and also longer term price predictions where I think Pi will be over the next year, 2 years, and even more. Now, before we jump into today's video and talk about Pi's price action and price prediction, I do want to mention, as always, BTCC, link down at the top of the description below. It's one of the few exchanges that is readily available internationally, anywhere in the world, that allows you to trade Pi actively. So if you're a new trader or an experienced trader, this is a great platform, one of the longest standing exchanges in crypto, built out in 2011. And again, the most important thing that I do want to mention, as a partner of the channel, they are offering people a part and a chance to win, if you're a trader, Tesla Cybertruck giveaway, $1 million prize pool, Rolex watches, hotel stays, bunch of things happening. So take advantage of it, guys. Free money is free money, especially for those of you that are very active traders. Consider doing research into BTCC. I think you're going to be pretty happy about the platform. So let's go ahead and dive in. Before we even talk about Pi's price prediction, the overall market right now is recovering quite nicely. We're seeing Bitcoin hit above right around 83,000 at 83.4, which is awesome to see after a long downtrend all the way down to 76K. Ethereum at 1900, which is just, it's basically a stable coin at this point. XRP up 2.69%. Solana pretty much running sideways at $125. But PiCoin is outpacing the other top 50 cryptos. If you look at top 25 gainers, we're seeing PiCoin as the #1 biggest gainers across the top 100 cryptocurrencies in the crypto market. So let's go ahead and dive in, break it down, and talk about some of the price predictions. First and foremost, if we are able to actually get those exchange listings on March 14th in 48 hours, I believe PiCoin could not only go to its all-time high, which was right around $3, but in the short term, I think it's very reasonable to think that we can go between $4 to $4.50 on the news that spot Pi coin trading is going live on Binance. So that could happen as soon as 48 hours. Now, if we can get the entire cryptocurrency world to look at Pi as what they deserve to be, and that is an infrastructure, one of the biggest cryptocurrencies in today's market, and actually get the recognition it deserves, not only can we get to $4, I believe we set the ceiling way, way higher for PiCoin, potentially see anywhere between $7 to even $10 in the short term. Because remember, we ran up to $3 on just pure people buying into PiCoin from all the exchanges that are currently readily available. None of those include the biggest exchanges in the world. And you can see those if you just go on CoinMarketCap and click on the exchanges category, which if we go to CMC here, and then we go to exchanges at the top, you can see Pi is listed on only the 4th and 6th biggest cryptocurrency, and MEXC, which is 7. But by volume, still to be listed on Binance, still listed to be listed on Bybit, Coinbase, Upbit, you name it, South Korean exchanges, KuCoin, Gate.io actually has already listed. Kraken, Bitfinex, BingX, a lot of these top cryptocurrency centralized exchanges have yet to list Pi. So going back to the price action, I think if every single one of them decides to list on International Pi Day, which would be the biggest news that we can see, I think again, Pi, based off just those catalysts and inflows, I think $10 is very much on the table when those catalysts hit. Whether it's on 314 or beyond, I think short-term wise, it's not a bad thing to keep in mind for PiCoin, which would be way, way, way up here. Now, let's go to my typical case. So just because a lot of people, which is my base case, work like medium case scenario, I think PiCoin could potentially reach its previous all-time high and go beyond that just because the fact we're going to be on International Pi Day, let's call it 3.14, $3.14 on the 14th of March, which would be right here. So we'd get to all-time high and surpass it by 14 cents. If we can have sufficient inflows that fuel it, I think we can be right around that target. And if we create a new floor at the previous all-time high of $3, then guys, we are ready for extremely bullish overall momentum that's going to push PiCoin to the moon, period. And then in my bear case, worst case scenario is right now as we are breaking out, we break out and then we fall back and maybe only hit an all-time high of $3 on International Pi Day, but could also hold right around $2 where we've previously topped and then had more downward sell pressure. So that's my bear case, which is case number 3. I want to be fair to make sure I'm sharing each and every one of those cases, but I think the most likely to be hit is probably the middle case where we break over $3, $3.15. But my max case, if we do get a Binance listing, and most probable on 3.14 or March 14th, which is again in 48 hours, we can see anywhere between $5 to $7. And if we get more exchanges, potentially up to $10. So that's kind of my take. There's some pretty awesome price predictions that have happened on Binance Square. And they're asking people, and this guy named Asjad Munir, he said Pi Network price prediction in 2025, 2026 to 2030. The most important thing and most crucial thing that every single viewer needs to make sure they understand is the Pi community is looking at this as a long-term investment. Nobody has bought PiCoin from the pioneers, the contributors, and people that are integral in the network have bought PiCoin or holding PiCoin for the short term. The minimum average age for pioneers that are holding PiCoins now, it's been 3+ years, and they're looking to hold it through 2030 as a long-term hold. In ever-growing universes of the cryptocurrency market, Pi Network, an old mining project, has regained the spotlight in the crypto space because of the mainnet launch. Notably, it is a social and developer platform that allows mobile users to mine PiCoins without draining the battery and harming the environment. Pretty substantial, and that's why I always talk about the MinePi app. Remember, guys, link down below. Google Play Store, Apple App Store, start mining Pi for free. Then they talk about the price prediction. So for 2025, consider the present market sentiment. The PiCoin could conclude the year with an average trading price of $2.91, but we can see an annual high of $4.66. With newer fundamental strong updates and increasing adoption, PiCoin could reach $4.66, is what they're predicting. Again, these are analyst people who are way more exposed to the market than even me, but they're saying that could be the potential case. In 2026, $7.45 is on the table, which is, again, pretty big upside if you ask me. 2027, based off of those metrics, $11.93, which would be absolutely awesome. And then 2028, $19 is their maximum. 2029, they're saying we could see $30.53. And then in 2030, up to a $50 Pi, $48.86 by the year 2030. And these predictions are made based off of the overall cryptocurrency market growth. Remember, it's not all about Pi Network. It's about the cryptocurrency market adoption globally. And we know that Pi Network, being a top 20 cryptocurrency, becomes one that people will spot. Because you got to understand, when you look at retail investors that are coming into the market for the first time, they're going to see Bitcoin. It's run a lot. It's a very old cryptocurrency. It's not transactionally friendly. It's not environmentally friendly. Ethereum hasn't been doing much at all. XRP has too much sell pressure across their institutional holdings and founders' holdings and selling. Solana, becoming kind of a meme coin space. Charles Hoskinson and Cardano, depends on what happens with inflows. Tron, not available to trade in the US. Dogecoin, a meme coin, and then Pi. Pi makes it so remarkably unique because it has features that none of the other cryptocurrencies have. Smartphone mining. Number two, a cult-like community. I've been talking about this time and time again. Add all these different things together, the infrastructure, the build out, the nodes, the community, the network. Pi surely does look like an undervalued winner in my opinion, with not only 10, 20, 30, 40, 50x potential, but much higher upside than even that. Guys, I appreciate your support. Hope you appreciated today's price prediction and looking at some of the analyst price predictions. But that's all I had for you. And until next time, as always, keep investing. Peace.